What a weird day today. They've already canceled the races for tonight. I'm going to take a run up to the track and see what's going on. I know there's a hole going into the first turn where a pocket of frost busted through. It was so weird because we trained all the horses. There was no issue at all. And we didn't get off the track until 12:30 on 12:30 on Tuesday afternoon. And by 6 o'clock, they'd cancel the races, or were about to. So it was kind of weird. Kind of weird in that regard, how the track, I mean, I shouldn't say it's weird, of course. It doesn't take a whole lot, if there's a pocket in the track that is kind of filled in with frost and it loosens up and busts out, of course, that's what you're going to have. Oh, they got it closed, you can't see anything. Well, they're working on it anyway. Well, the races are canceled for tonight. They've moved qualifiers to Friday, which actually changes things a little bit. I was okay with not being here to qualify Admiral Dio and Gorgeous Package, but rather than train Melisandre in 2-1, maybe I'll qualify her. If they can get her in early. Now, I am in the third at the Meadows, which means I'd have to be out of here by 20 after 11. That's not likely possible, but I could just tell them, listen, I can't come for the third race, but I'll be there for the fourth race, which may not sound like a big deal to you, but it is, because it is 20-25 minutes in difference, so it is a big deal. So we'll see how Friday plays out. I haven't made my mind up yet. Obviously, it was tough to plan for this type of cancellation. I didn't know that the qualifiers were moved until Friday. The track is closed all day Thursday. That means with the qualifiers on Friday, that kind of pushes everything, jams everything in together. We were going to train all the babies on Friday morning. I was going to head over to the Meadows, probably miss the last couple of sets anyway. Head over to the Meadows and no big deal. Now we have an opportunity to qualify a few horses, a number of horses, school a couple, and I can't be here for the schoolers or a number of the qualifiers, but I can be here for one, maybe two. And it's unlikely the babies can train on Friday. Amy had a good point. She goes, what if you just qualify the ones that you would call problematic? The ones that hanger one and horses like that you're trying to work with diligently. Why don't you train a couple of those sets on Friday and then leave the other sets to everybody on Saturday morning. That makes the most sense. Now you may ask what's going on Friday. We're actually driving two cars. I'm going over to the Meadows and racing Arson. Looks like money, and then going to Ontario. I don't know if you've noticed, but James told me he couldn't drive. Well, I knew he couldn't drive either Oh Hill No or Rosetta, whichever one he picked. He picked Oh Hill No. I'll drive Rosetta. I have enough time if I book off after the 8th race to get to, it is scorching in my car right now. I have enough time to get to Mohawk to race Rosetta, and then Foxy Seaside. He told me he had some horse of Anthony Beaton's, a 4-year-old that they thought was ready, good enough to race in the Graduate, I think he said, if I'm not mistaken. And Foxy Seaside's got the rail. So a tall order there if they're prepping an aged horse, a 4-year-old, for a major stake race coming up, and she somehow drops in with Foxy Seaside. She fits a class, there's no complaining. But I'll drive Foxy Seaside on Friday night also. So I have a double in Mohawk. I'll go with Rosetta and I'll go with Foxy Seaside. James will drive Oh Hill No. I have racing Friday afternoon at the Meadows. Now this is odd, now that I say it out loud. If I do choose to qualify Melisandre Friday morning, I'll race in 2 states and 2 countries on Friday. Friday morning, the Northfield Park qualifiers. Friday afternoon, the Meadows racing. And a little bit of a nightcap Friday night at Mohawk. We'll see how that plays out. But for right now, what went on today, we did some vet work today. It was pouring rain, then it was sunny. It's sunny right now and hot out, actually. And it was pouring rain for a little bit this afternoon. Bit of an odd day. It couldn't make up its mind. But it looks like it's sunny right now. So, Grand Slam Dio did her right knee today, left knee today. Now she is on the left line, so it makes sense. Dr. Latessa did that knee with some acid and a little bit of beta, so she can't race for 10 days. That would be 9 days, I guess. It would be next Saturday would be her earliest appointment to race. I plan on training her up real good on Friday anyway. We'll see we'll see how that plays out with Grand Slam Deal. For now, very happy with what I see from her. She was a little bit sick last week, as it turned out, and her liver was high. We can get her all treated up good. Now, I can't get that liver down to perfect, but we can get her liver down to an operational number, a functioning number. How's that? Captain Incredible, we did both his ankles. They were a little rough looking. I'm not concerned about his overall soundness, but I am concerned about how many starts we're going to be able to get through to him this season. I'm going to have to ponder that. Anyway, I mean, he's a 3-year-old, a big, strong, fast 3-year-old colt. You would look for 12 to 13, 14 anyway. I don't think you're going to see us get up into that 17, 18 range. So where does that leave our calendar? That's something I have to work on this afternoon. Arrowhead Hanover's hocks were needed done. I wouldn't have guessed that. Dr. Latessa went all over him. I thought maybe his feet, maybe his knees. Last year, tiny bit of maintenance done on his feet and knees. Nothing really to talk of. But I don't know that we did his hocks all last year, and Dr. Latessa felt they needed to be done. So that's fine. That's leading into a stiff training mile on Friday or Saturday now this week. And Solidarity, Dr. Latessa had just enough nitrogen in his tank to do Solidarity's splint. He said, I don't think I have enough. And I said, well, Doc, he's got 1 splint. I thought he had 2. He said, the other one's not bothering him at all. I'll do the one. He said, but I can't do ACDC or Megan's Lucky Dare. Those ones will have to be done first part of next week. He said, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. ACDC actually trained good the other day. So we cryoed the splint on Solidarity. We're going to let his hobbles back out. He's going over to Ontario with Riding the Rodeo, just to be certain, because she's a big filly, and I want to make sure that we have a good baseline leaving. We x-rayed the knees of Riding the Rodeo, and she got thumbs up from Dr. Latessa. So everything is good, operationally speaking, for her moving forward. Now, I did talk about the Coggins. They were drawn today on Ride the Rodeo and Solidarity. They'll catch a ride Friday from Doyle's Truck back to Ontario, where they'll continue their training. That'll be a good added bonus for the Ontario crew, because these horses are screwed in tight. Well, Solidarity is making breaks, but plenty fast, and Riding the Rodeo's been in 231, 232, and is very, very strong. So I think that will be some help for our trainers also in Ontario. Talked about the cancellations. They've already canceled the races for tonight. There's no issues at the Meadows, so Thursday will be a go. Hopefully everything is fine Friday here at Northfield Park. I don't believe it's like a big sinkhole or anything. I think it's something just the frost popped out, and they're going to have to work on throughout the afternoon into tomorrow and have good for Friday. So I'm not too concerned right now. As of right now, our qualifiers for Friday now, Gorgeous Package, Admiral Deal, Freedom Hill. You may see me add Alessandra in there. I get her in the first qualifier. It's a possibility. We'll see. Training, we're going to have to push some of the babies to Saturday. I'll go with the ones that I really want to go with, or that I feel I need to go with on Friday. So my Friday is going to be jam-packed. Friday morning early, I want to get a mile and 2-1 into Arrowhead Hanover. We have a couple other horses training in the race bike. Then we have babies to train. Then we have horses to warm up for the qualifiers. Then we have qualifiers. Then we have schoolers. I have to be over at the Meadows to race our horses at the Meadows on Friday afternoon, and then get in the car and drive to Mohawk. It's starting to sound like summer already, isn't it? And then I already talked about Mohawk with Foxy Seaside and the babies on Friday. Now I'm going to switch gears and give you guys a quick, I always say quick, it's never quick, an update as quick as I can on all the horses, soup to nuts, top to bottom. We are going to start. I didn't plan this very good. It's 2:13. I'm at the car wash. All right, just going to pull over for a second, get this done quick. ACDC has a splint to be done, but trained very good the other day. I was happy with him. Finished up his mile. Jason said he wasn't really on a line. Now, we did blister those splints. That will be a makeshift fix, a bit of a Band-Aid for him as we head into next week, and we'll get those splints cry out at some point. Aunt Sarah was absolutely awesome in training. Shot through late in the mile. Looked very, very good for Amy. Capistrano Nights was good. Jason said very strong. I just didn't want to give her a head and have her put a step in and get out of gear. He said she finished up very strong, which is good to hear. Captain Doolittle has a splinter too also, I've been told. which may explain a lot more than him just folding up his gait the other day. There may have been more to it than that. So he's also on the splint list to be cryoed. Cherry's girl had a mark up in her left jack, so she's getting up high into her jacks. I think that will, it's a simple alleviation for that. We'll just take the flip-flops off of her. Now that we got the corks coming off and the track is getting softer, we'll get the flip-flops off Cherry first. Degas took all the cork off her. I want to believe, you know, I've harped and harped and harped we get this cork on, but sometimes when you take them off too, they need a little transition. It sounds like I'm making excuses. I'm not. You see the same miles I see. She made a break. There's no two ways about it, and I can explain it away all I want. Proof's in the pudding. Show me a good mile from Degas next week, and that's exactly what we plan to do. Diosa Della Donza was awesome. I talked about her roughness. Get her head up, get the head pole. Just take the Murphy blind off her and leave the head pole for now. But you need to get some stuff off the inside of her. Add a set of knee boots, and I think we are all ready to rock with Diosa Della Donza. Don't Ask Again is getting better. I thought she was good. That was a good mile the other day and a very good last quarter if you were paying attention. Dune is training good in Ontario. She's going to have some company. She seems to be a little bit ahead of the trotters over there. She's not going to be ahead of the cattle wash and Solidarity when they land there. I can guarantee you that. So she'll have some training partners over there for the time being. Emerald Tom, there's no issue with Emerald Tom. I told you it was corks yesterday, and I'm sticking to it. Go Strong Hanover was awesome and continues to be awesome in training. Had to know pop the quarter crack, which is much easier than worrying about his knees. I watched him jog today. He was much better on it today. Enos, our blacksmith, is going to take some of the pressure off there and clean that up. Now, it's not lost to me that I'm a little frustrated that this horse got quarter crack problems, but hopefully we can treat them and move forward. Hanger 1. I got to work with this guy over the next little while. I've talked about that. It's just a work in progress, lots of speed, and his attitude is not horrible. Now, horses like him, it's simple. You need to fix the mechanics and allow it to sink in and allow them to just relax and do their work properly. I think we have a clear path to fixing the mechanics. You're going to see if I'm right or wrong come next week. Where are we at? He's a Fearless Peter was great the other day for Amy. Highest Honors trained very, very good for Tyler. Also, in New York was good for Tyler. He said, geez, he touched himself and get out of gear. I said, yeah, but he pushed forward right after. He said, yeah, you can feel him wanting to dig through his gears into top gear, and that's what we're trying to show them. You got to go out and get the job done. And in New York, you know, we don't recognize the work this horse is putting in, and I think he's doing a great job. I was very, very happy with in New York yesterday. Jailbird Jog I was not happy with. She was better today. I'll go with her on Friday, and we'll see what's what. Joe J. Fotag is, I would file her under the fixed category. I was very happy with the way she's looked for the last 10 days. She trained very, very good on Tuesday. Jolene Hall, I think he pushed her off her feet, but again, get the cork off her. Let's start training her. I want to see her start doing some work. Get her and Judy's money. Need to get back to the Judy and Jolene of a month ago. So we're going to have to pour some hard work into these guys, see if we can't get them functional over the next month and working hard. Leland Hanover was fantastic the other day. As I said, just check that last quarter. Those horses were very, very good in training. Lifting Legend is training good, but again, as I said, I think these two horses going home will kind of elevate those horses and put them on the burner a little bit. They got to work a little harder, definitely to keep up with the workload that these guys have had right here. Love Sensation was great the other day. Very happy with the way she looks. Again, keep in mind, she's a little bit behind and catching up more every single week. Megan's Lucky Day. Nice little cook all the heat off her. She's nice and quiet now. Now let's get her back to working and working sharply. That's right. I want to have her right in the middle of docile and hot. I want to have you right there in the meaty part of effective and mildly quiet. That's where I want to see Megan hang out. Millie Girl has been great. Looked great yesterday. My name is Sweeney. Did not look good. It was not her fault. I'll go with Sweeney on Friday. I think Jason was just trying to get to know the filly a little bit and end up getting himself out of it. When we're going a stiff training mile with the Pacers, and as good as they are, you can't sit seventh with anybody, let alone Sweeney, and think that you're going to make up ground. So, as I said to them the other day, if you have a horse that you're worried it might be a little tiny bit in the deeper end of their comfort zone, Put them up near the front and let them keep up, because you cannot sit 7th and think you're going to sweep other horses. It's just too hard to do at this stage. Neuromancer, going to continue to tinker with him. I talked to Enos today about Neuromancer and working with him. Perfection Hanover, we're going to get the flip-flops off him, put the full swedges back on him, and get him working really hard late and in the future. Perfect Thought, I didn't realize how loaded she was finishing up her mile until I saw the video yesterday. She looked great. Pretty Eyes and Lies was very good also, and just in jogging. You know, we told you there's 3 horses that we backed off with. She was one of them. Blister, jog for 2 weeks. They haven't put a lame step in. I'm just trying to be super proactive, and I don't think I acknowledged that well enough in my video the other day. I noticed some horses up for sale, shares up for sale of Pretty Eyes and Lies, of Zena Kemp. Guys, there is zero lameness with these horses. I am simply just trying to be proactive and ensure it stays that way. Rico Tubbs was poor the other day. Get the cork off him. We're going to Baycox him and get him working again. I was disappointed with his overall output the other day, but it kind of came out of nowhere, out of the blue, so I expected to dissipate just as quickly. Riding the rodeo, trained great, looks good, x-rayed great, is on her way over to Ontario on Friday. Rose Run Bobby was fine. That wasn't her fault yesterday. She just got tilted a little bit when Joey Run kind of got her a little screwed up and she rolled off, but that's fine. Otherwise, she was A1 yesterday. Royal Duchess was good, continues to be good. Royal Flush Deal, I got to work with this guy too. I thought we had him fixed where he was perfect, but he just kind of seems a little flat, right? A little kind of blah, and that's not him. So he's going to be put to work this week. We'll see if we can't screw down Royal Flush Deal a little bit more. Simply Chaotic is training good in Ontario. Everybody's happy with him over there. Solidarity got the splint done today. Got to get I did put aluminums on him, so I thought maybe we'd see if it cleaned his gate up. It did not. Put the full swedges back on him, let his hobbles back out, and let him train on a bigger track and see how he is. If things don't progress the way I assume they will, we can run him up to Dr. McKee's clinic is quite a bit more diagnostic than a lot of the clinics over here. It is a standalone bricks and mortar clinic where they have every diagnostic tool. So if we continue to have some issues with Solidarity, which is surprising in itself, we'll run the horse over to Dr. McKee's, no problem. Steady Volo has been great and looked great again on Tuesday. Steph's Hope is the 3rd horse that we're just backed off of the knee. She jogged great yesterday and today and looks good. Sterling Hanover was very good in his training, considering he lost a right-hide shoe. He was very good. Very happy with Sterling Hanover and how he was and is. Supermind trained good again. Again, that was a big mile and a big last quarter from those horses. I was happy to see the work they put in, and even happier when I looked a little closer. Sweet Lake looks good and continues to look good. I'll go with her on Friday. Tomboy Strong is just lights out. She just every single week, she's good. Uncle Danny looked great. You guys are starting to get a little glimpse of what I'm talking about. The horse just obliterated them the other day and looked very strong in training. And Woodmere Bullet is training good in PEI, says Smitty. Zena Kemp is the 3rd horse. Backed off, blistered her hind sesamoids in her knees. She'll be fine. She looked great jogging today. Arrowhead Hanover had a little bit of vet work done today. He is going to be training around 2-1 on Friday. Aunt Lily, we'll tighten her up on Friday likely also if we have time. I'm just jamming so much into Friday, and I know that Jason gets anxiety when I do that. This wasn't my doing. I can't be here Saturday. Yes, they moved the qualifiers to Friday. I can't do much about that. We got to focus on what's important. Getting these horses trained up is important also. Aunt Lily could go Saturday, I suppose. Bluebird Tuxedo Hills got the outside post in Miami Valley this week. The only place we could get him in, and I just needed the horse to continually race. So we shipped him down there to see if we can get him in a little more regularly. Let's get a little look under the hood, see what Brett thinks of him. Blue Ventura is coming over here. He's going to race in the condition claimer, I think, first at Northfield Park, and then we'll move him around. A lot of people saying, well, he's got that series. He will get murdered in that 3- and 4-year-old series that's on right now. Let's just wait and race him in the 3-year-old series. That's next month. Cadeau race is canceled tonight. We need a spot for Cadeau to race. Gonna have to train him up Friday or Saturday also. Captain Incredible has to train probably Saturday, I guess, now that we did his ankles today. Century Legion, I was planning on training him. I should have went in the race bike today, even with the rain. Was planning on training him. Now we have what? A log jam on Friday and Saturday. Man, oh man. Chicago Hall. If I'm home, if I can get, I'm going to be home. I'll go and train him Saturday morning at the farm or Mohawk, whatever Dominic chooses. Country Dancing is in this afternoon. I was wrong. We do have one starter. Country Dancing will race this afternoon in the Meadows. Dancing by myself needs a stiff training trip as he was canceled last night. Fire and Shine is in Saturday night. I will be coming back Saturday night also. It does feel like summer, doesn't it? I will be coming back Saturday night for Irresistible Sun and Fire and Shine. Foxy Seaside, I'm going to race her in a different country on Friday. Freedom Hill is going to qualify in Ohio Friday morning. Gaslight Hall did more workout to him today. Did those knees, and I think we have to do them for the next month. Every 4 weeks for the next month. 2 months to get him rolling forward. We're going to start galloping him a little bit. As I said to Jason, we don't need to have him where, he's got to work away at his gait. Get his head down and let him play where he's comfortable. We're going to gallop him hard for the next 3-4 weeks. Snap him in the race bike, go a mile in 2:8, 2:10, and see where we're at cardio-wise with him. I think that's a better plan moving forward. Gorgeous Package is going to qualify on Friday. Grand Old Chap is not. He's going to train in 2:30 this week, though. Again. Grand Slam Dio at her left knee done. I'm going to train her up real good Friday probably. Jim Bree is in Thursday at Mohawk. I'm a trucker trained today. He will school again Friday at Mohawk. Manhattan Money is going to qualify Friday at Mohawk also. Eager to see that. Melisandre, I don't know yet. I might qualify her Friday morning now since I have a free couple of moments and they're going to accommodate the qualifiers on Friday. We'll see. I might. Memento Mori trained awesome yesterday. Tuesday. He looked very, very good. That was yesterday, Anthony. Yes. Mountaineer Prince will school on Friday now. Never Lose Felix races Thursday at the Meadows. Oh, He'll Know races Thursday night at Mohawk. Resolve Indeed will train Saturday morning. I'll go with her also. Rose Run AJ and Alexander are both in. Both through the outside, I believe. AJ did for sure on Thursday and Friday. Rosetta is Friday night racing. I'm going to drive her Friday evening. Speed of Sound is back jogging and training now. She should be ready in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I hope. Westland Warrior Series Thursday afternoon. I think it's Thursday at the Meadows. Woodmere Betch has been in 26, Smitty said. She's training down good. Admiral Dio qualifies at Northfield Park on Friday now. Arson is in Friday at the Meadows. A bit of a screw up yesterday. I wasn't very happy about that. They never told me that there's a chance that the Open wouldn't go at Northfield Park or at the Mohawk, or I wouldn't have been in a big hurry to move everything around. But that's the way it played out. Drabin, I assume, will be in Monday at Mohawk. Irresistible Sun is in Saturday night at Northfield Park. Memory and Imagination back in short order. He's in Thursday at the Meadows. Mounds for All is also in at the Meadows. He's sitting on a big mile. Tenacious Hanover was canceled. He didn't mind. He didn't mind at all. 8-hole in a 10-horse field. He'll race next week. Time Is On My Side will also race next week. In which country, at what track, I'm not sure yet, but he'll race next week. Vehement is racing at at the Meadows this week. 2 weeks in a row we get in. We're spoiled with him this week. Save America starts training on Saturday. Spitfire Overseas raced great the other day. He'll be back in hopefully next week at Mohawk. Texong Soprano, week off. Did a little work on him. He's going to be in next week. Greatest Ending will race Sunday in the bottom class. Tyler Smith will be driving him. JK Victory hopefully will be in this week at the Meadows. Looks like Money picked to win the Open at the Meadows on Friday. Neptune did not get in this week. Harry said he had something pop out of his foot anyway, so that's fine. He can have the week off. He'll race next week. Rock Shining Star trains on Saturday. 3 Point Blue Chip will hopefully be in Sunday again at Northfield Park. Trosa is in to go. Little tougher bunch. I see he's 5-1 morning line, but I don't think they know how good this horse is. James is driving him Saturday evening, I believe. Yo Mister, 9-hole at Miami Valley, and he was given the 9-hole because he won the Open last week. Delicious Stone DK is in the amateurs. Julie Walker, very capable young lady driving. I'll talk to Julie. I'll send her a message on Messenger and just say, nice horse, coming off a couple of injuries. Qualified good. He qualified pretty sharply. James was happy with his qualifier. Probably ready to trot 57, 58 on the right fractions. So drive him accordingly. And Patrick DePerona hopefully will be in Sunday. It'd be great if we drew good with Patrick this week. So there you have it. A complete rundown. I did it all in 24 minutes. I was rushed, but I got it done. You're all up to date now for your Wednesday, March the 5th. Take care.